So here we are 2 weeks after Muskoka 70.3. Mustache still intact, looking better than ever. How are you feeling the night before the race, Lionel?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling not rushed. I did. We had a really good itinerary today that we followed, and I feel like I ate at the right times and got everything done in time. My swim, my bike, my run, all done early, and yeah, just not feeling rushed. Just chilling now, and hopefully get to bed at a decent time too. And it's going to be a fairly early morning, but we're not too far away from transition right now, so I get to sleep in a little bit, but hopefully get a good night's sleep.
Nice. And here it's a pretty stacked field tomorrow. What is your tentative race plan?
Yeah, it's a very good field, and I before the race I always go through the start list, and I sort of log everyone into their swim group, and this is probably one of the more top heavy swim groups that I've probably raced with since, I'd say, Oceanside 70.3. So with that sort of a race, there's definitely, the dynamics can be much different than in a weaker swimming pack race or like a mid-pack race. And now you got a lot of strong guys coming out or within very close to each other, and then they're able to work together on the bike a bit better. The bigger, you're more power in numbers. So for the most part, in that type of a situation, I will just have to race my own race, because I likely will be racing solo. If I come out of the water with a group, that's great, and but I'm not going to count on it. And fortunately, it looks possibly like the prevailing winds, the way they're blowing, that will kind of be swimming down current. But that being said, I swam today and the winds are blowing the opposite direction that we'll be swimming, and it was chop with the current going in the opposite direction, which is the worst case scenario for a weak swimmer. So anyways, on the bike I'll be looking to hold something like 350 to 360 watts, and unlike in Oceanside where I biked really sporadically, I want to really, to the absolute best of my ability, hold it dead steady when I find out where my legs are at. If it's 350 or if it's 360, hold that dead steady best I can. Even when passing people, still try and hold it dead steady. And if I catch any large packs, then I have to use the lessons I learned in Montauban and, take a little rest back behind until I get a good bit of energy back, and then surge very hard by so that I don't bring anybody with me. And so yeah, so that's my plan on the bike, is to hold pretty steady, and then out onto the run. I mean, it all depends on the dynamics of the bike. If I have someone with me coming off the bike, then obviously we're going to have to duke it out, as is what happened in Montauban. I'd say it's very unlikely that I can come off the bike in the lead. Andrew Starkowicz is in this race, and he'll swim very close to the front, I would imagine, and then go off the front very hard. So it's really kind of play it by ear on the run. For the most part, I have a feeling I'll probably be running pretty hard. So if I enter the lead at some point in the race, and I feel comfortable, then I certainly, because it's supposed to be a bit warmer tomorrow, I'll try and ease up through the aid stations and get in some good fluid. But one change that I am making from this for this race from Muskoka 70.3 is that I will bring a hand bottle. So at least if we are running hard, I'll be able to have a little bit of drink, even though I can't take it from the aid station. So that's it. And
we cleaned your bottles this time, so there's no mold.
Yes, except the bottle that I'm using on the bike, which actually is a little bit moldy, and I'm going to toss it at one of the aid stations. So good way to get rid of it.
And it looks like we might luck out with the forecast. Today was a little worrisome, was it not?
Yeah, we had a tornado warning. They actually canceled the pro panel because of it. So yeah, that wouldn't have been good for anyone, I don't think. But as a weak swimmer, I prefer it to be beautiful, calm water. It's actually nice down current swim. So hopefully the weather gods are on our side and we'll get that tomorrow.
And we drove the bike course today. How's that Wisconsin pavement looking?
Well, it looks exactly like last year, except another winter's worth of weathering. So, to be honest with you, my view after the race last year was that it was terrible pavement and it was just absolutely atrocious. And after riding it again this year, I think because I've become a more sound biker, it doesn't strike me as being that bad anymore. And like, it's bad, it's not great, but it's not that bad. Like, I ride, for those in Windsor, I've rode over 100 kilometers at the Ford Test Track, which is a 1 mile loop, and it's got those cracks probably every 10 feet. So I would say that's actually worse than any section on this bike course here. So I'm of the riding I have done outside this year, I'm pretty desensitized to it. So I mean, the only downside is you have the potential for like a pinch flat or something like that if you really hit one of those potholes hard. And as long as you pay attention, you shouldn't encounter that. The roads look clean though, which is good.
Nice. And we also noted probably 12 emergency shelters out on the bike course as well, in case there is any nasty weather tomorrow. Now, would you stop at an emergency shelter?
Yeah, it's a bit strange when you're riding through and you're like, what are we, in Tornado Alley or something like that? I would have to play. I mean, I've rolled through some pretty poor weather, but I have been in a few situations where there was lightning on every side. I was riding an aluminum bike, and I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. I was in farm country, so I'm like the highest point. So in that scenario, I'm probably going to get off the bike and take a little shelter. But if it's a little lightning here and there, I'll probably keep going for a bit anyway. I don't know. I am pretty wimpy though when it comes to as I think anyone should be. When it comes to Mother Nature and the power of Mother Nature.
Sure. Okay, is there anything else you want to say tonight?
No, that's it.
All right, well, we'll catch up briefly in the morning before the start of the race.
All right,
here we are, morning of the race. How'd you sleep last night?
I slept good. I fell asleep pretty quickly, and I slept pretty soundly. Aside from this morning, I was having a dream that I was eating some sort of like a sushi type dish, and then I realized it was raw chicken and not sushi, and I started to feel nauseous and like I had to go vomit in my dream. And then I woke up and I was still kind of nauseous after thinking about it. But other than that, usually I don't really remember my dreams, so I must have been sleeping pretty soundly.
That's disgusting.
It is. I still feel nauseous a bit.
So the forecast is still predicting a nice sunny day for us. About 86 is the high. How are the winds looking?
The winds, according to my research, look like they're going pretty in the right direction. So hopefully we won't have chop or anything, or maybe even a little bit of a down kind of current swim. So that's good.
All right, well, good luck, and catch up after the race.
Thanks.
So it's a beautiful morning, as you can see here in Racine, Wisconsin. We're about 3 minutes out from the start of the pro men's race. They're way down here. Not much of a current at all this morning, so it should be a pretty fast swim. Adversity has struck Lionel this morning. His bike computer wouldn't work. Was working fine yesterday, but something messed up in it, and he's gonna have to ride off field today, unfortunately. So that throws a wrench in the plan, I think. But I think he's just gonna ride as hard as he can without spiking too much, and hope for a good run off those legs. So we'll check back as he's coming through the arches here. Alright, Lionel's coming up now. He's about 4:30 back. Come on, Lionel!
Come on, man.
4:40 down, 17.
Down, man. Good job.
All right, babe.
Come on, Lionel, about 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Hard and steady, hard and steady. 4:41.
How many hit?
16. Remember to hydrate. Good luck. Let's go back. Gotta get to work.
You said he was 441 down?
Yeah.
Stay here?
Yeah.
There he is, Lionel Sanders, last year's champion.
All right, all right. Come on, buddy. Come on.
6 minutes down, babe. Just Starkey ahead of you.
Has
Come on,
quite
Lionel.
a bit of ground to make up. He's down about 7 minutes.
Dad says pound that run. Good ride, baby.
And that is David Gardini.
Have a good run, babe. I'll see you at the halfway. Looking good, babe. 2:30. 2:30 down. You already made up 4 minutes.
Last year, Lionel took first in Muncie, right here in Racine, and finished it on at Steelhead.
Oh, watch out.
He was 7 minutes back, starting on the bike. Starting on a run after the bike. He was 7 minutes back, and there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Defending champion. Returning champion. He's already won Texas, Montalban, and Muskogee, the 70.3s this year. Give a shout out. This is the man of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, from Canada, Lionel Sanders. Last year, you were having a heck of a year. I know you did your first Ironman in 2010. This year looks like it's starting out that way again. Can you take us through the course a little bit? How was your race today?
Actually, I was a little disappointed when I came here and the current seemed to be coming this way, and as a weak swimmer, that's not good for me. So I wasn't happy with that, but I made do with what I had on the swim, and then on the bike, I knew Andrew was going to bike very, very hard, as he did last year, and so I biked very, very hard as well to try and limit my losses. And then on the run, I think I pushed myself a little too hard on the bike, and I really started to fall apart, but I was able to hold it together towards the end, but I was running scared with Matt Sherbat coming real hard up behind, so I'm happy with how it turned out.
Well, you should be. It was tight out there for everybody. I know you were 7 minutes back coming off the bike. I know Matt was about 9:45. The run, obviously, do you feel that is your strongest part of the try?
I think if I was able to, because of my swim, if I was able to not bike as hard, it would probably be, but my run seems to be going downhill because I'm having to bike harder and harder, but probably my run's my strong point.
Now, 70.3 seems to be right in your wheelhouse right now. It seems like that is where you are working hard and coming out with first place finishes. Are you going to stay in the 70.3? Are you looking at Kona? What does the future hold for you?
Definitely. I think Kona's the pinnacle of the sport, and so I want to go make a run for Kona. And fortunately, I'm fairly young, so I think it's a very cruel race to the young person. But I'm going to go there this year and do my best and learn the lessons I have to learn.
And you did your first Ironman, am I correct? Your first Ironman distance just 5 years ago?
Yeah, it was Louisville in 2010. It was changed my life, and I've been hooked ever since.
Well, I know that you have changed your life in a lot of positive ways. So once again, from everybody at Ironman and everybody at Real Racine, congratulations on back-to-back wins here, buddy. Nice job.
All right, so here we are, post-race recap here. How'd everything pan out today?
It went pretty well. The swim, unfortunately, my research was bad, and the wind was blowing in the exact opposite direction that I thought it was blowing, so creating a basically into a current swim with a bit of chop. And that's not good. I'm not part of being a weak swimmer, unfortunately, is that I'm just not applying the power in an efficient way.
I don't think it's a lack of power for the most part. And so I think that just kind of exacerbates the issue when you have to go into chop or into a current. So actually I was quite happy with the swim, factoring that in. I swam that one solo, and I was about the same time down to David Giardini as I was last time I raced him in Galveston, which was, I was in a pack on feet with glass, perfect glass water. So I was happy with that. And then I got out onto the bike, and unfortunately before the race I had a super crappy mishap, not a mishap, something completely out of my control, but my Garmin for some reason did not work. It's not working. All the training pages, there's no training pages, like you can't go into the pages that say your power output, etc. Just kept seeing zero page, zero factor, zero. So basically I took the Garmin off before the race. I had to race it blind. So whatever, all natural on the bike, and I'm really coming to the conclusion now that I'm not a good biker without my power, without my data, without my feedback. I'm so dependent on feedback. I think I really did some serious damage to my legs on the bike. I did not ride a steady power output at all, and not really that I really tried either, but I could have at least been more cognizant of it with the power meter. So whatever, I biked hard, and I think I came off the bike with about a 6:15 deficit to Andrew Starkowicz, which I knew last year I was down 8, so I didn't think I had a 109 in my legs, just by virtue of how I felt on the bike. But I thought I had a good shot at catching them, so I went out hard, and I think I got the deficit down to about 3:30 at the first turnaround, which is a 2-loop course, so about 5K in or something. And then by the halfway point, it was down to about 2:30, and then it started to come back pretty quick, and I ended up entering the lead around 10 miles. At which point I saw that Matt Charbot was putting together a good run, and then I started to get scared because I wasn't feeling too hot. So I was running completely blind, and eventually at about maybe, actually it was 11 miles, I turned my Garmin on and I said, okay, 340s from now on, because I figured if I ran 340 per kilometer, there was no way that Charbot was going to be able to erase that deficit in 2 miles. So that's what I did, and I mean, it certainly wasn't my best work, but I'm happy with it, and that's 370.3 in under a month now. So I think the run is the way it goes when you race a little too much, which I probably am. But I learned a lot of lessons in this block, and it's been really good. And so now I'll take a little recovery. I'll take a little more recovery than usual, maybe 3 or 4 days, and then I'll do one more final build into Mont Tremblant, and Mont Tremblant be where I analyze how good my long distance hydration and nutrition plan is, and I think it's coming together well. So I'm excited to put in one more block and then go out and race.
So how'd you feel in the heat today?
Not bad. It's okay.
Because it's pretty hot out.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I mean, I think most of my pain came from biking poorly, from biking very sporadically. I also, when I caught the guys who I knew were contenders on the run, I went by them very hard. I did not make the mistake that I made in Mont Tremblant of only doing a 450 watt surge. I probably put out, I would have to estimate 700 watts or so for a good 30 seconds anyway. So I was making very, very sure not to carry anyone along with me, and I didn't the entire bike. So that was the goal really coming in, to correct the mistakes from Mont Tremblant, and I think I could do that. So I'm happy with it.
Good. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Just a big thanks to all my sponsors, 19 and Freshie, CompuTrainer, Guru Garneau, Infinite Nutrition, Psychoculture. Who am I forgetting?
C3?
C3 put me on the spot. Yeah, all my sponsors and everyone for cheering, and I really do appreciate it. I'm doing what I love, and Skechers. What are you saying? Just say it out loud. I can't.
Volunteers.
Oh yes, and all the volunteers. It's, my cameraman's coaching me through this one here now. So yeah, thanks everyone. It was a good race.
All right, I think that we need to go get some lunch now.
All right.